Yeah, Buff Flagwell.
Station 4.
Alright, game 1, this is round 7 of our pool play. Words of Doughboy, Dr. Montage, Twisted End.
I played one game in my career against Over 1 and Over 2 on XBC. It was literally poetry in motion. They jumped from the catwalk to top shotties like trapeze artists, slapping each other in the ass on the way by.
Yeah,
it was unreal. That's where I saw one of
these are serious scores.
Nate the camo back from like where the pistol is, like in the corner. It was the first and last time I ever saw that.
Right here.
Pretty nasty.
I want to know if you just have
What's up, Colin?
station is when is it works to play?
Yeah, I'll play 7 or 8.
There's like 7 or 8.
Killer N, unfortunately, it's probably the way.
We just started round 7. We got 2 more rounds after this.
Sorry.
Station's closed, line's full, boys.
Short story, and I've told it a couple times. There was a Fresno tourney, a little small tourney at a little LAN center, and we were all going to meet at Shape Hunts to LAN. It's a pretty good group. It was like me, Quake, Skills, Canada, Ribbon, Words, Doughboy, Shape Hunt. I mean, it was like a really good group. But Killer N was like playing H2 at the time. He had a girlfriend in California, esports girl. You know what I'm saying? Those esports girls. And he drove his fucking car, piece of shit, beat her from like Texas all the way to California. And he hits me up. He's like, "Hey, Mighty, you mind if I stay the night at your house on the way? I need to get some rest." I'm like, "Okay." I go to bed. I wake up in the morning. He leaves, and I wish him farewell. My mom comes up to me and says, "David, did you guys drink a bunch of like Sprite last night?" I'm like, "I didn't drink any." She goes, "Was there 3 empty 2-liter bottles on the counter and 42 cigarette butts outside?"
Holy crap.
This motherfucker didn't go to sleep.
Yeah, but the last one's like half.
Oh, look at the Nate Twisted End.
Do you know how ridiculous it is to drink 6 liters of soda?
Yeah, that's disgusting. That's just diabetes in a hurry.
That's unreal.
42 cigarette butts?
Well, no, that was exaggeration, but I mean, the dude, I've seen him light up 2 to 3 at a time, so it's impressive. We went to the airport to pick somebody up from like the Oakland airport. And Killer N like volunteered to go in his car to pick him up. And
That was for Heat 8.
you know, like the
It's already happening?
the
This is
yellow
only Heat 7 over here.
foam interior, like underneath the on the roof, there's like the I don't know, some type of fabric, and then underneath it is like this fucking yellow foam, right? Well, his car was so old and beat up that the fucking yellow foam was literally burnt and was like shedding down on us as he drove. You could see it like fluttering down. He would just ash his cigarette right in the middle of the like right where the fucking the gear would be. Literally just a pile. It was just literally just.
Yeah, that's disgusting. God.
Oh my god.
Shape Hunt lived on the top of a sick ass like mountain. His house was so beautiful in the bay. And on that same trip, we went and got in and out on the way back. It's like a long, about a 10-minute ride up the mountain in the car. And his fucking car died. So we had 4 fucking gay-ass Halo kids sitting there trying to push a car up like a 45-degree angle up a road. It was unreal. I'm not gonna lie, Killer N was absolutely insane back in the day, but the last couple LAN little 2 tourneys he came to, he was absolutely awful. It was like,
What fell off?
he just didn't play anymore, you know? I mean, when you start playing like other Halos and shit, it's you get like bad habits and like the feel of the game is different, you know?
Yeah. I forgot how slow
You're playing against all these kids that LAN fucking.
I was always charging.
How come none of the really old school guys like still come out?
I mean, people are getting old, you know?
Yeah, but we're all old.
Yeah. Well, it's weird because I mean, like, you know, it's like.
It certainly helps.
And obviously Dan hasn't landed in a long time, but he can attest to this. Like, Dan would probably know about 2 people here. Like the scene is way different, you know. Like back in when MLG had turns and shit. I mean, like the Patch and the Quakes and I mean, Quake was around, but like Patch. I mean, even Sean, like, he had a really good shot, but he wasn't like, you know, he wasn't like a top 10 player. You know what I mean? shot wise, definitely, but. And then you have like, I mean, I don't know where I don't even know how Harris started playing the game. I was like, my mind was blown because I went to like every landing before I joined the military, and I remember Caesar sent me a message saying that there was going to be the first Beach-LAN, and that there was a Halo chat on Facebook when it first started with like 60 people, and I went in there and my mind was fucking blown. It was like, I had no idea Halo was even still being played. I didn't know about like all these like Maryland Madness fucking tournaments that happen. And God, Maryland Madness is a good story too. If you hear it from Burns, it's unreal. The kid spent like over 20 grand to run that tournament. He told me the story. We were smoking a cigarette when we were at Patch's Lane one time. He said that it was his 18th birthday, I think. Either that or like 16 or something. And his parents told him they were going to get him a car. He could buy a car that he liked for like 10 grand or something. And he said he wanted to, instead of getting a car, run that tournament. Well, little did they know that Burns was going to go to the fucking Best Buy and buy, it was like $10,000 worth of fucking CRTs.
Oh no.
He literally, when his dad found out, the day after the tournament, he took every CRT back and just got half of the money back just because he was so pissed off. You know? He went back there and was like, oh, we just bought these, they've only been used for 2 days, I just want half my money back.
That is brutal. Yeah, I hope it was worth it, man.
Jeez, I heard it was a sick tournament. But I mean, like, the prize pool is crazy. But it's just hard. You can't really, unless you have like sponsors like we have here. I mean, they're just, you can't sustain consistent Halo tournaments. You know, there's just no money.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the nice thing about this is I'm pretty sure John gets a pretty crazy discount on these beach houses, and then the land fee with everybody chipping in, it doesn't make it that outrageous for him.
Yeah, I mean it helps. Yeah, like. I mean, STK and like the Zioses of the world were the only ones that were, you know, even profiting from all those tournaments. You were lucky to fucking, you know, first place for fours would be like $2 grand or something.
Yeah.
And that, you know, I mean, if you're flying cross country, $500 is flight. You know, if you're not sponsored, then. It was more about the competition, the hobby of it, you know. It wasn't like, that's why I never really considered, like, never said, like I looked on Wikipedia and it says, like, anybody that qualified top 16 in an MLG event was considered pro.
Yeah.
And that just blows my fucking mind.
Next.
Oh, next.
Yeah, that was Mighty telling stories, Nexy.
I've heard good things about you, Nexy.
And I'm Hardway.
Your boy Free Cube has been hyping you up for years, boys.
Yeah, Nexy's good. He's real good.
I will say, though, it's tough to take Grant for serious at all times.
Stop it.
Oh, he's right behind me, boys. Damn, Grant, you hadn't landed in a while, huh?
Yeah, no. I only did a little half-day land since like 15 months ago was my last like.
Whoa, somebody's put up a novel.
And even in the half-day land, we only had like a couple of people.
Jesus Christ. Read that comment. Who just wrote that?
Talking about drugs.
Yeah, I want to read it, though. I want to see what it says.
You want me to read it aloud?
Yeah, I need to educate myself.
The better times amphetamines, other than the mixture of dextro and weed, find rock. Sure, I love this so much. I mean,
Utah
Utah.
actually has it completely backwards with the
I don't
dextro.
know how to take Utah, boys.
He's a little too concerned about Brian Good and his lines of cocaine, but I get it. I get it. Utah, are you actually from Utah? I'm assuming, unless.
30 seconds left.
Nexy, you played H2 and stuff, right? I think. Oh my God! I just realized. I hope you didn't hang out with that clique fucking. Who was it? Straight Rippin', Fonzie and Fallacy. Those two kids are absolute douchebags.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I remember that
MLG
was like
San Francisco. I almost got jumped in the first series of the tournament because we were just shitting on him. I was talking shit, and I was a little 16-year-old dumbass. and one of them like picked up a chair. I think it was either Fonzie or Fallacy. No, it wasn't. It wasn't Fonzie. That Gonzo-looking motherfucker. Dude, I was like 16. They were all in college and shit. And they're like, guy picks up a chair and starts going at me like it's a hardcore cage match or something.
Was this H2 or H1?
No, it's H1 MLG San Francisco. That's the one where I like
Is that 04?
split the prize of Zios. Business decision, boys. they were awful at H1. It's the same tournament. This kid Black Elk. Next you'll know him. He's like a Bay kid, huge dude. He's like Simone. Fucking, there's this kid Sterling, and they were teaming the fours, and this kid was pissing this dude Elk off, and this dude Elk is huge. He literally cold clock punched him mid-game. I swear to God. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, Fonzie and Fallacy, like that was when I first started watching and paying attention to competitive Halo. They were on straight ripping.
They were good as fuck at it. They were good as fuck at it too. It was funny because the first Vegas event for H2, we actually went because they were saying that there might be like a side Halo 1 2v2 tournament, and there ended up not being. But we played the H. I played a little bit H2, not like competitively, but like I just play for fun on matchmaking or whatever.
Yeah.
And like we actually got top 16, so I was a professional H2 player. To be honest with you. But we played straight rip, and I think it was T Squared, Fonzie Fallacy, and some other fucking idiot. And it was midship CTF. And I mean that game was so like when you got control it was pretty dominant, and we were spawn raping the shit out of them for like the first 2 minutes. And I was like, damn, this is like the top team or one of the top 3 teams or whatever. And then they got control, and it was a nightmare. That's when the combo was just you get on top of P3. And
oh yeah, that was before.
Yeah, and the weapon, the settings weren't like BR start, you know.
Really?
Yeah. Well.
No, they had to.
I don't think so. You had to. I think at that time you had to actually like go find the VR spawn in the bases on the bottom. I think you had to go get them. So you're running around the fucking.
This was an MLG tournament.
Yeah, it's the first. It was like one of the first H2 events in Vegas.
Utah, you got it completely backwards. 5 ends gets metabolized into dextro.
It was lit though. It was at the Green Valley Ranch. That's a nice ass resort. I tried to sneak down and play a little like 3-card poker. I played a little roulette. I was having a friend of mine I was teaming with, a local. His name was Golden Rhino. I was giving him money to go on roulette, and dude, I lost like probably 5 times in a row for like 20, and fine. So I was down like $100, and finally I was like, fuck it, dude. I gave him like $300. I'm like, roll it. So he goes over there, and I think I put it on black. And this motherfucker, dude, acted like we lost, the roulette spin. I'm trying to make it look like, not suspicious. I'm like a good 25 feet away from the table, like trying to look, but I don't want to get, because I'm underage. And then he comes back and then just gives me 3 $100 chips. And I was like, well, boy.
All right, 47-46. Dr. Montage Twisted M on top at the moment.
I'll tell you what. Well, I played them earlier. They were fucking getting on our ass, boys. They've been. I mean, Dan will tell you. I mean, they've been playing a ton of MCC.
Yeah, I've lost them several times on MCC.
And MCC, I mean, it prepares you for LAN, to be honest. It's pretty much identical, if not harder. But now they've been here for, I think, since like Thursday or Friday LAN.
48s. Twisted gonna spawn inside from here. Ward's ready for the port, right outside the exit. Battling Darkfall, the 1v1. Doughboy comes out on top. They need 1 now.
Dan, you're gonna be home for Christmas. Let's have a little winter overland, boys. Jones will stay an extra 3 days, hang out with the family. God, that's a great story too. That Tom told us. They had one of the Winterlands over at the Ogre's house, the parents in the basement, and Joe like bought his ticket, but like the return flight was like 3 days after the LAN ended. So like instead of going home like Sunday or Monday morning, he stayed till like Thursday. Who was it? Jones. And just like stayed down in the basement. And Dan said, like, Dan wasn't even like hanging out with him for like 3 days. Joe was just down there like lurking. And Tom said he comes home and Joe's at the dinner table with the family. I was fucking lost. They like went to the movies and Joe went.
Why didn't he stay so long?
I don't know. I mean, why did Man Train show up to the Ogre Land? You know, no one knew him. Show up to the front door. What he is now, boys. Yeah,
Really?
That's a good story. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I didn't know either until a couple days ago. They could tell it better, but can you confirm, Dan Tomcabby, about the Man Train just showing up at the door? They said he just showed up and was like, he asked for Ogre 3. I forget what his name was. They were like, I guess the entire land, they were just like, yo, who knows this kid, you know? The Train was just like a local, you know, he's from that area and fucking knew. I mean, they were gods. He was like, yo, if I can get in that clique, you know?
I didn't even know about it, man. Because I was in Columbus at the time. I love Taylor.
Jesus. I wonder what they thought when he logged in his name for the first time as Man Train. Probably just like, all right. I think Doughboy plays like 6 or 7. I don't think he's on.
Yeah, it was such a missed opportunity for me. Cause like I was in Columbus, they were in Pickerington, I was in Dublin, which is like maybe a 20-minute drive. And Ogres now were in the same grade.
Yeah.
So if I just would have known that even existed, you know, I would have at least attempted.
Anybody, they probably won't admit this, or they probably will actually. The Ohio kids are notoriously known for being very, very cliquish and basically not respecting anybody else when it came to Halo. And they invited a few people, and it's not like you could be just a local and be like, oh yeah, I live down the street. You know, they'd be like, fuck out of here, boys. We're the Ogres. The original iGames national champions.
The Shake was pretty cool. I mean, we went to OU together. And,
oh, I love Ray.
It wasn't until my junior year, but
Ray cracks me up.
yeah, he's a good dude. But yeah, he reached out to me on the MLG forums and invited me over to him and Relo's place.
Yeah, Relo's place really cool too. He was living in Arizona for a while because he went to U of A to get his his degree in whatever the fuck it is. Works on like Boeing jets and shit.
Those are the guys that taught me like how to random.
Dude, I didn't realize how big. I mean, Relo was a big boy.
Yeah, he's
we went and played golf. It was his friend's bachelor party, so we went out and played his golf course. That motherfucker's big. So he's super. Dude, he's just a big teddy bear, man. Super funny.
He trolls the shit.
Oh, he's in. Yeah, he's in.
Like McDick in particular.
Well, the thing was like we whenever we did LAN, I would kind of give him an invite, but he would always say, hey, I need more notice and whatnot. But see, like when we do a local LAN, I don't want to have like a weird number of people. Like we had like 4 that we'd always know that we're gonna stay and play. No one's sitting out. We're not laying it for 2 or 3 days. We're just doing it a day. So I'd invite him occasionally, and he would always say no. And then I started not inviting him. They found out about the LANs, and they troll his ass off about I can't even get an invite. What? Reload's god awful at the game now. I mean,
he stuck it to me pretty good when I was learning how to play.
Well, yeah.
He invited me over. Like I had one of the best teammates you could ask for to teach me how to play the game.
Well, there's when was that? What year?
2008.
Well, it's crazy because there's a lot of the old school guys that I used to LAN with or whatever, and you think they're going to be pretty good, and you don't play this game in years. It's rough. You know what I mean? You play against kids that play all the time. It's going to be a long day.
Nice double out of Montage. Getting everything hitting for the cycle here in the 4th minute. Putting them both on respawn. Twisted M, all by his lone spot top though.
Tom was saying that he wants to LAN, but that no one was around in Utah, so he should go to that Colorado LAN. It's a pretty relatively close.
Yeah, they got a good thing going over there. Send Doughboy tricks.
Because if you get someone like Tom, it brings out the bigger names,
Yeah. I thought Utah had a LAN scene.
I think it's kind of like it's like the Retro Twins, the Bobs. Have you ever met them? The 2 Asians. They're like they're pretty old school. They played H2 for a while. Like Rippin, I think it was Rippin, or maybe I don't know if Canada was on the team, but it was Rippin. I think it was the Retro Twins, and I think it was Nataku. I may be wrong, but they were sponsored by Walmart when H2 first came out. Like they were
really good H2 team, but they couldn't attend the events because MLG wouldn't allow them to use the sponsor Walmart.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, so they, I don't know.
And that's like how you get to the event. They're paying for your.
Yeah, and I forget the details of why they wouldn't allow them to, rep the Walmart and everything. But because the more I think about it, I don't remember a lot of teams way back, especially in the H1 early H2 days, that had like sponsors that were outside of MLG. Because they had the MLG contracts.
Yeah.
I think maybe like
IGS and
Final Boss with 3D and Gilbert was probably like one of the first things. I was so jealous. I was a huge Gilbert Arenas fan. He went to U of A. He's a real good U of A.
That was a cool story.
I remember fucking just hearing about them. I think he was with Adidas, and they took the team. He took the team to an Adidas outlet. Just said, just take whatever you want or do whatever you want.
I remember reading
what was it, Dan?
about that.
Oh, Best Buy. I mean, shit, Best Buy, Walmart.
I remember reading the articles about that. It was like everything that was happening with Final Boss was so groundbreaking at the time.
Oh, dude, it was incredible. They come out in these fucking full like jumpsuits that were so clean, dude. I was waiting for him to do like, remember the button down warm-up pants where you could just pull away?
Yeah.
Oh, I was waiting for him to come out and just pull,
Just playing Speedos.
Yeah, just get to the main stage and just.
Just playing Speedos, man.
I don't know if I want to see Tom in the Speedo.
Get their Final Boss singlet.
Their shit was, they looked so clean. It was intimidating. I watched, there's someone on Twitch that always like restreams like old events, like H2, H3 events. And I watched one of the, I think it was H2, one of the nationals in Vegas. And Gilbert Arenas was like sitting behind him, fucking watching him and shit. It was fucking sick.
Doughboy just sprayed him down with the AR. He was like tap fire in the AR. It's like the longest kill ever, but he got it. Tied at 34. Game 2's a good one too.
I can't even imagine like Dan and Tom got their dicks sucked for so long, you know what I mean? For just being gods that like, it must just be weird, bro. Like people coming up, you're a god, let me get your autograph. And I can understand like how they are with people, you know what I mean? Because like, it probably just gets so old. It's a nice little setup. What is this, a monitor or a TV? Like, what is this?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know. If it's a monitor, it's the biggest monitor I've ever seen.
Is there any Fortnite on there? Might have.
That's crazy how Fortnite just drew in like all the old school.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like I hated it at first. Like it was so miserable playing it. I remember playing. I actually played with. I think I actually played with like it was Snippy, Tom, and Dan one night, and I like just snuck my way in to be their fourth. And I was just getting, it was terrible. I could barely build a one by one. I was just getting shit on.
Yeah.
I could barely get a kill, you know.
I do know.
And I was just so nervous. I was like playing in front of. I was like, dude, these guys probably just think I'm just.
Were they streaming it?
Yeah, they had a lot of viewers too.
That's fucking rough if you don't know how to play.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't want that at all. Oh god, I thought he gave me 2 for 1. I mean, it's just, I always thought it was remarkable because you get this group of people in Halo 1 players that are so notoriously stubborn for not moving on to other games.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And then all of them play Fortnite.
Yeah, I mean, it's a whole different concept, you know. It's weird though because it's a third person, but like I feel like it's still, I don't really view it as being much different than just a shooter, you know.
Yeah.
Especially because when you're aiming down, you know, your ADS thing. I mean, you're zooming in. It's basically first person. I don't know what it is. It's just so gratifying when you kill somebody and all that colorful loot comes out. Oh, it's just beautiful. But it's sick to me like how much money like people have made on that game like in the last like year. You know what I mean? Like it's disgusting to me.
Yeah. Ninja's done some pretty incredible.
Bro, honestly, all you had to do is be a friend of Ninja's, and you've got, you know, probably 2,000 subs right now.
Yeah.
You know.
Doughboy about to close this one out, sitting on 49. Right side of your screen needs 5. It's probably end game right there. It's a series 2-0. We're gonna play one more just for map count purposes here in pool play.
Maybe good, dude. I think.
Dude, I could never play Call of Duty. I was so bad at it. It's not a game you can just run around and just charge. Well, you can, but just too many. There's just too many. I like perks, you know. Perks I hate.
I'm gonna hit a button on my controller and the game is literally gonna get kills for me.
Yeah. No. It's funny too because it was pretty outrageous when Halo 2. The prize money and all the people making money, how big that was right after Halo 1 was, so small. It was just crazy how big that got so fast.
Yeah, it's such an anticipated game.
I tried to get into it. Like, I remember I was playing with some pretty good people. Like, it was before, I was playing with, like, Karma, Like, this is before he got big and shit, because I knew him from H1. He was, like, I landed with him a couple times, and I was playing with, like, him, Anarchy, Darkstar, like... Cast Ninja was pretty good.
Was he from California? Where was he from?
I think he is. Yeah, I think he's from San Diego or something like LA. But I remember this is where I decided that I was not going to play competitively. We played. It was Colossus, and we got matched with STK in matchmaking, and.
New combos?
I think I goosed. I either goosed or I had 1 kill, and I remember it was literally. It was brutal. Because that's back when, like, Custom Star, they had that was, like, AR Star, And one of them got a snipe up top, and they were all set up. They were getting ready to play tournaments and shit.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, I'm just warping up the top mid.
God, I keep forgetting that, like, there were no BR Starts games.
Yeah, it was brutal. H2 was sick, though, like...
It took
ran
a while to
so
get
well.
there.
The first patch when they I didn't play all that much, so I'm probably technically speaking incorrectly, but they did a patch for the shooting.
They got rid of the spread on the
so
it shoots laser straight.
And after that, it just took off super quick. It was
they changed it so it didn't take 6 melees to kill a man.
I will say, I would go to a local of mine. He had a setup at his house. He had 8 TVs, like the CRTs, and they would land 4s H2, and it was so fun on LAN.
The game's fun to land for sure.
Right. Lockout TS. Oh my goodness. So fun.
That game slows to a grinding halt.
Dude, I still remember the day, I don't know if it was a leak or they came out with one map as Ivy Tower that you could play. It was like a download you could do. That's the only one that you could play. And we went to this dude Checkmate's. Dude, he was probably in his low 30s back when I first started playing when I was like 16. So he's probably like 40 now. But he was like, yeah, let's play some H2. And I remember we played literally one game of Ivory Tower and we're like, fuck this. We put H1 back in.
You can't blame anybody. With SMG starts, 6 melees to kill.
Well, yeah,
why would you ever want that?
It was just... Even like Halo PC. Did you ever play Halo PC? It was terrible.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was so bad. I don't play PC games, so I would plug the controller in, but there was no on-wing.
Yeah, it was awful.
It was brutal.
It was so awful.
That was the best job I ever had. I worked it was like a small cell phone company that had a little LAN center in there, and I just ran the desk. I had half days my senior year in high school, so I get out like 11, and I would just go there, and literally I would just play XBC for like 8 hours.
Oh my god, that would have been nice.
Yeah, kids would come in, I'd be like, yeah.
You can update this one.
Halo PC was brutal.
2-1.
Which one, Kush Reaper?
Yep.
You guys win?
2-1.
Who got 2?
Big got 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the code. It's pretty brutal.
So Kush and Reaper took a game off Johnson and Fig.
Who's the other team in our group? Nacho has some.
And it still blows my mind how much money some of these tournaments for H5 still pull. Like
Oh my god.
Dude,
Where? How is
what?
that?
Where does that money come? Like, I know they
game
did those
is
stupid
dead,
gold
man.
packs and shit, but it's like, dude, you don't have to throw like $3 million at the prize pool. Like,
I don't get it. There's no reward for it. There's not enough like attention being paid to the game.
bro, and then MLG like picks it up like when it's dead. You know, it's like so weird. Didn't they pick it up for the season? I think they did.
Yeah, they're the tournament organizer.
I'm not gonna lie though, I watched a lot of H5. I thought it was super cool. It's H5's crazy because it's like you have to the call outs and like the way teams shoot, and it's crazy. But you cannot be alone in that game. Just getting melted. I watched this kid Shotzi. This kid's a young god, bro. I watched him play Fortnite too. He's a fucking monster at Fortnite too.
Just insane.
Oh, dude,
He's a prodigy.
Can you imagine that? You're like 16 in high school and you already have like fucking probably 200,000-300,000 in the bank.
When do people typically peak in competitive gaming? 22?
No. Oh no, competitive gaming is like.
What is it?
I could look it up, but I think like
3-0 you
the
guys?
prime age for competitive gaming is like 16 to 20 or something crazy shit. Like, you'll almost never see somebody over like 25, 26. It's like on one of the top teams. It's really rare. They're all just
Wait,
young.
Halo 5
bro.
now?
Yeah. I mean, they're all like
I mean,
just young.
Splice is super young, but the other team, Cox is. They're
Yeah, but I mean, there's like Snipe Down, but like, yeah, they're probably, yeah, but they've been getting shit on. To be honest with you. I think they've lost like, I think that Team Spice won like the last 5 events.
Yeah, they've been
Like,
taken off.
that kid Renegade's a god too.
That team is just insane.
I cannot listen to that kid Renegade. Like,
He is a
dude, he talks like,
talks like he's got a golf ball in his mouth all the time.
dude, he talks like he has like such a deep, like, stoner voice. It's crazy.
You ever hear like one of their interviews after they win a tournament?
I saw them after they won the last nationals, and they had that was easy button at the top.
Yeah,
and
it's a really unlikable group of people.
Well, I mean, that's just how. I mean, imagine having that much fucking hype and success is like, dude. I would have been an absolute idiot. I would have been retarded.
I mean, I would take like Gandhi style trash talk and brashness over it. Like they just don't say anything. They're just kind of rude and not clever.
Yeah, but you can't really. H1's different because you can't really trash talk in H5 to the other team. You know, they can't hear you. You know, you have a headset on.
Yeah, I mean, you
talk to them
you
after
can
the
yell
game.
for show.
I mean, to be honest with you, like a lot of those guys, like it's weird because it seems like they're all cool with each other, but like they're all just fucking. There's so much drama when it comes to like, dude, people get dropped so quick from those teams. It's like I never understood it.
If you want to see some modern day like competitive gaming trash talk, it just gets outrageous. Is you watch a Gears of War tournament. Those guys go off on each other.
I think that's what Nick Merckx played. Nick Merckx was, I guess, that's kind of how he got big.
It feels like there's a fight about to break out after every round. It's insane.
I just never got. I don't know. It was just a weird game to me. It was just.
It's really unintuitive. If you can get the hang of it,
yeah, Jason liked it a lot.
It's pretty incredible. But
I'd go into his chat, and he'd be like grinding fucking that game, and they'd be all like taking it serious. I'd be like, "What's up, Jason?" He just wouldn't respond. I'm like, "Jason." Just being a bugaboo, he's like, "Yo, Mighty, we're in a pub match right now. Like, this is ranked." And I'm just like, Jason, is that you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, like Jason.
Doughboy Ward's putting on a clinic this game. 39-24.
I still remember at the Reno event where they played Mando and 11 in the finals. And Jason hit probably the nastiest snipe I've ever seen in my life. It was crazy. Fucking Mando was Camel Rock. It was like 40. You know what this is it for tonight? I think it was 49-48 on Bridge or something like that. And Mando was Camel Rock, and he went up like under PR ramp to like OV2. And Jason got up in red snipe and like saw on Canada's screen like him just tuck the corner where the PR was and start going up the ramp. So Jason like drops down to top red and knows that Mando's gonna be coming through the door, and Mando comes out and Jason jumps up falls down and blangs him on the way down. And I swear to God, I got up and threw a chair, literally. I was like, a lot of it was I just wanted to piss Mando and fucking 11 off, but Jesus, everyone would get on them about taking fucking Adderall and shit.
Doughboy.
Look who we are, boy.
Doughboy.
Maybe they were actually like, they were just, oh man, Mando's so scummy.
John Howard? Is that the age for him?
You remember the first Beach-LAN when he went out to the ocean, had that beer in his hand?
And he kept his hat on?
Yeah, it was just, dude, I don't know how he was like just treading water for so long. All he could see was his head and the beer popping out in his hand. And Doc was like, where'd you get that Coors Light? And he didn't say anything. And we're like, why are you out so far? Like, he was deep. Like, you've been out to the sandbar out there? It was like probably halfway to the sandbar. We're like, what are you doing out? Because we were all throwing, we were like throwing the football around out there, and we're like, and then we just look over, and man, there's like floating like a fucking stack of seaweed out there. It's like, on the way over there, everyone took off from John's office and like just ditched me and around him to ride with him.
Is there a round of pools?
Me and Shaycon were in the rape van, right? And there's 2 seats up front, and then it's just like all the TV and shit in the back. So
It was
Amanda
ugly,
jumps in
but
and
we
just
got it
sits on
done.
the TV. And so when I'm driving, I'm taking like quick turns and shit. He's flying around with the Xboxes.
Free and straw.
I look back, he's smoking a cigarette back there. I'm like, God damn, Amanda.
Who else has results from that round? Ryan,
Gazo Pond.
Ryan and Pickle, we got that one?
Where are we playing?